And sticking in WA, hundreds of firefighters have spent their fourth night battling a large bushfire that's destroyed dozens of homes east of Perth. The blaze has burned through more than 10,500 hectares of land, and a large area of the Perth Hills is still under an emergency warning. So let's take a look at the latest. So no further homes were destroyed overnight. Crews have done such a good job there over the last couple of days protecting homes, particularly in that Shady Hills estate area. Those crews have been consolidating containment lines, but there is still so much devastation there from that main fire that started at Wooroloo back on Monday. The number of homes destroyed is 81. There have been no deaths and injuries because of the fires, but authorities say fire crews are struggling with fatigue and are in discussions with other states on reinforcements. Authorities say the Wilson Road part of there was another blaze that actually popped up last night 8 k's north of the Wooroloo blaze. That kind of raised deep concern under those southeasterlies, but authorities have been able to contain that blaze. But they believe that fire is suspicious and are appealing for CCTV footage from the area. Downed power lines, asbestos and chemical spills from farms remain a hazard, and more than 800 homes are still without power. Emergency services are urging people to stay away. The Department of Fire and Emergency Services says weather conditions over the coming days are expected to ease and allow crews to get on top of the blaze. Reporter Rhiannon Shine joins us now from the Incident Control Centre in Mundaring. Rhiannon, g'day, what's the latest?
Another tough night for the hundreds of firefighters out there battling this blaze in the Perth Hills that's been raging since Monday midday. But the good news, Joe, is they have been successful in keeping the fire out of that Shady Hills estate that they were concerned about. So no new properties lost overnight. Despite these testing conditions, the number of homes lost stands at 81. However, authorities say that number could rise as they're able to get into the fire zone and further assess the damage today. Just on that, they're also asking people to be patient. They know people are anxious and keen to get into the fire zone to assess the damage at their property. It's just a bit too dangerous still to do that. The other news this morning, as you mentioned, is the fire that popped up yesterday about 10 k's north of the main fire in East Bullsbrook. This is about 40 k's northeast of the CBD. That is a suspicious fire, so that's now under investigation, and authorities are asking anyone with information to come forward. The good news is 200 properties at least have been saved, no human life lost. But they're not out of the woods just yet. There are still 10 suburbs under emergency alert in the Shire of Mundaring and the City of Swan.
Yeah. And Rhiannon, still no word on how the main fire started?
No, that's still under investigation too, Joe. Yesterday, the police commissioner said there was no evidence as yet of any criminal activity, but investigations are ongoing. Obviously very concerning, though, to see a fire pop up yesterday so close to the main fire. That is a suspicious fire and now under investigation. So as you mentioned, if anyone's got dash cam or CCTV, authorities are very keen to have a look at that.
Yeah, I noticed journalists in that media conference yesterday were asking, was that a spot fire or something that popped up out of the main blaze? But it was, yes, too far away, and it turns out this morning is suspicious. And so what are conditions like there now, Rhiannon, and what's expected today in terms of the winds?
Still pretty gusty, Joe. Overnight, strong east-southeasterlies up to 80 kilometres an hour, wind gusts in the fire zone. So very testing conditions for our exhausted firefighters here. The winds were expected to drop off after 9 o'clock this morning. That's in another couple of hours local time, but then pick up again this evening. However, what they're really looking forward to, authorities and residents, is some rain from that tropical low to come over the fire zone over the weekend, 20 to 40 millimetres expected. So that should hopefully bring some welcome reprieve. The plan for the next day or two, as well as getting this fire under control, is allowing people back into their properties to assess the damage. As I mentioned earlier, here's Superintendent Peter Sutton on the plan for the day ahead.
The plan today is to really finalise the road walking and work with the local governments about the public health risks in relation to the asbestos particularly. So there'll be a tremendous amount of effort put into that this morning, with a lot of additional crews requested to make sure that that can be done as quickly as possible. And ultimately, there is a process around this that we must follow, and it is a tried and true process that has been developed over a number of years to ensure that the roadways are safe. But it's not just about roadways, it's about people's driveways. I went into the fire ground a couple of nights ago, and there was just significantly large trees were at risk of falling on people's driveways itself.
So understandably, 81 property owners very keen to get back to their properties to assess the damage. Authorities are saying, please be patient. It's just a bit too dangerous still at this stage. Okay,
Rhiannon Shine reporting there from Mundaring in Perth. And if you want more information on the bushfire situation in WA, you can call 133337 or visit emergency.wa.gov.au.